the mind that brought us the quiet emotional resonance of past lives has come something very different, yet still deeply human. Materialists, written and directed by Celine Song, might not reach the same poetic heights, but it's a film that surprises, provokes, and charms in equal measure. Believe it or not, the first ideas for The Materialists began a decade ago. At the time, Celine Song was working on all things for professional matchmaking service. It was that brief 6-month job that planted the seed for the exploration of love, money, and identity in modern relationships. Like her debut film, Past Lives, Materialists examines connections, this time though not through time and fate, but through economics and image. It asks, what does it mean to fall in love when money is always in the room? A fascinating detail on the theatre poster in the film, where John performs, is the playwright listed is none other than Celine Song herself. That's because the play featured in the film is actually a real one she wrote back in 2016. It's a subtle nod to her theatre background and reminds us that even as she moves into cinematic storytelling, Song's playwright roots continue to shape her dialogue and character work. John's apartment, which is grimy, chaotic and lived in, wasn't a real location. It was a meticulously built studio set, modelled after a place where Song's real-life husband, Justin Kurtzis, used to live. That grimy authenticity pays off. Chris Evans, who plays John, admitted that the apartment, with its broken furniture and boisterous roommates, brought back memories of his own early days as a struggling actor. It's also worth noting the phone John uses is an older iPhone model with a home button, discontinued in 2017. A small detail, but a perfect way to underline John's financial struggles without having to say a word. Cinematically, Materialists is shot on a 35mm film, just like Past Lives was. That grainy texture and softness adds a warm, almost vintage feel to what otherwise is a very modern story. The wedding sequence, one of the most logistically challenging scenes, had to be filmed across 4 different venues. Why? Because the film was shot during peak wedding season, making it nearly impossible to secure one uninterrupted location. Now, Pedro Pascal is undoubtedly the star of the show here. As a wealthy man searching for more than just surface-level connection, he brings heart, vulnerability, and that signature charm that he's really become known for. He avoids the cliché of the rich snob and instead plays a man deeply curious about life, beyond privilege. Pascal simply cannot put a foot wrong these days, and he once again turns out a delightful performance in this one. Now let's talk about Dakota Johnson's performance, which is far more polarizing. She's often labelled as a stoic or one-note type of actor, and that shows here too. But in Materialists it oddly works. Her cool, detached presence balances nicely with the warmth of her co-stars, and her chemistry with both Pascal and Evans is surprisingly natural. This is a much stronger performance from Johnson, and a bit of a comeback after the disasters of 50 Shades of Grey series, and of course Madame Web. Still though, you could argue that a more versatile actress might have given the role more nuance. Chris Evans, yes, Captain America, here plays a struggling actor named John, who has a strong connection to Dakota Johnson's Lucy. Evans is decent, maybe even good, but there's still that sense he's still trying to fight and break away from the polished Marvel persona that he perfected over years. It's not a bad performance, just perhaps lacks the emotional depth the role could have had with a different casting choice. Celine Song's script, though, is the true heart of this film. Even if the star power sometimes overshadows the subtlety, her voice comes through loud and clear. The film feels earnest, poignant, and refreshingly thoughtful, even as it explores well-trodden themes like wealth, ambition, and connection. It's not spiritually stirring as Past Lives, but it has a different kind of energy, more satirical, more biting, but still deeply resonant. You find yourself nodding along, unexpectedly moved by how real these people feel and act. Now, is Materialists perfect? No, but it's clever, honest, and confident. Casting quibbles aside, I find myself enjoying it far more than I expected. Celine Song proves once again she's a storyteller worth watching. The Materialists gets a 9 out of 10 for its resonant story, its charming, likeable performances, particularly from Pascal, and its sharply written dialogue. Thanks for watching. If you've seen The Materialists, let me know what you thought below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into cinema that matters.